Okay. Let's try this. Okay, let's try this again. The first time we had some internet issues, and I had to call it quits. But let's see. It's a young. The night is young. I've got an in public domain movie going, and I'll start playing it when more people show up. So let's see if anyone shows up. And if you do show up, let me know in the comments. All right. Oh, we got one person. The reason why I ended the other one so early, because again, we had internet trouble, so I was like, we'll have to do this again. So let's see. Anyone, is it? It's like that. What do you call them? That song by, not Deep Purple, Pink Floyd. I don't know why I said Deep Purple. Pink Floyd, where it's a hello, hello, hello. Is there anybody in there? We got one person. Let yourself be known in the comments. Our first person of the night, Necro Serena. Hope I'm saying that name right. Hello. We got 3 more people. Let you sound off in the comments so we can start the movie. Quentin Blake. Hello. So that's 4. Okay, well, that's 2. I know there's 2 more people lurking, so just sound off in the comments. I'll start the movie in a bit. And you're probably wondering why are we watching Nosferatu the 1922 one? Because it's in public domain and they can't knock me for it. Like, yeah, the movie's in no, like I'm not gonna get knocked for it. Now, if it was the 2024 movie, we'd have a different problem. So, yeah. Yeah. We're back down to 2. You know what? I am just gonna. You know what? Just to keep retention going, I am gonna start this movie, and people will come in as they please. Okay. Spy X Family Transformers. That's pretty neat. Okay, I guess. I'm going to say Jin for that one. Quentin, I'm going to say Jin for that one. Deck was bad, but Jin is Jin's father and grandfather are equally garbage. So we got that. Another thing about a silent movie, don't need music, don't need sound. It's a silent movie. So we got 3 people here. Hopefully, as the night drags on and we don't have any internet problems, the live stream will be good. Have you guys ever, like, to the 3 people watching right now, has anyone seen this version of the movie? Like, be honest. Like, let me know in the comments below. Have you guys seen this version of the movie, the original version of the movie? Who was the worst wedding moment, Muscle Man or Doctor Doom? Probably both. Who was the worst parent in anime? We all know it from Fullmetal Alchemist. That's all we need to know. I've never done this before. So this is all like, everyone's gone. Cool. Oh, well. No. Oh, we got one person back. Neat. Hello. Let me know in the comments below. We just started the movie. Actually, I can rewind. The account of the Great Death in Weisburg. Anno Domini 1838. That was up. They're gone. I really think that like we need to have that kind of questions. We're trying to all watch a movie here. I haven't watched that as much I haven't watched that much live action movies. Well, this will be a good thing for you, Necro. This will be a great learning experience. In general, within general, some exceptions. That's fair. Yeah. I do so love the text. Well, this is new and interesting. Hello, Caroline. Nosferatu. Does this word not sound like the death bird calling your name at midnight? Beware you never say it. The picture of life will fade to shadows. Haunting screams will climb forth from your heart and feed on your blood. I don't know if this is a good winter movie. It's definitely like the remake, the Eggers remake, um, is definitely a winter film. It's almost like it is a Christmas movie. I mean, Chris Columbus produced it, so it's by law a Christmas movie. But this one doesn't really have winter vibes. I mean, it's definitely like death is cold and all that. But yeah, I forgot to play the movie. And no one's watching again. Oh, one's back. You know what? People just show up, I hope. God, I feel God. This all feels like honestly a party that that everyone's invited, but no one. I'm like the one kid that he invited everyone at school to a birthday party, and no one came. I have reflected at length at the origin and passing of the great death in my hometown of Weisborg. Here is its story. Once in Weisborg lived a man named Hutter and his young wife Mina. I mean Ellen. Totally, it's totally different. Oh, everyone's gone again. And here we are with the movie as whole. I feel like I should turn off some lights and, something of that degree. If you could do a sequel to Inhumans versus X-Men, how would you write it? I wouldn't. I would not do that. Like I said, this movie is public domain, so I'm pretty sure the live stream is going to be fine. Like I'm quite certain the live stream is going to be fine because yeah. If you ever wonder why like every low budget horror movie you see, it has Night of the Living Dead playing is because it's in public domain. I mean, if you're of age, I will say this: do a drinking game of low budget horror movies, and if you see them on Halloween, especially if they're set during Halloween night, and take a shot every time they're watching Night of the Living Dead. Actually, don't do that for your liver's sake. Again, if you're of age. Yeah. I'm watching the movie through the screen. I'm watching it like with behind, like I'm watching every scene behind me. I mean, that's fair, Necro. Or is it Nero? Oh, it is Nero. And we're back to one person again. Oh, back. Oh, we're at 3. So here we are, all watching Nosferatu. I don't really think you can compare those two, Quentin. So I guess I'm not the guy who has that YouTube channel. You have to ask him. I want to rewind real fast. Um, if I don't know if it's going to show on the TV screen, um, but if you look at the parchment, it is just a bunch of wild drawings and whatnot, but they're actually all supposedly all true occult symbols. F.W. Murnau and the producer of this movie were both super into the occult. In fact, before this, the movie studio went under because of Bram Stoker's wife's lawsuit had damaged the company, and this was the only movie they could do. But they really wanted to make films based out of the occult, and you can see little occult things like that throughout this film. I figured since we're all watching this, I figured we'd learn something. I don't really watch that show. You know, it's so fascinating to watch like old um, movies like this on so many levels. Like it really is on so many levels. It's a fascinating. It's a fascinating experience for a multitude of reasons. The first being that a movie that came out over 100 years ago can be watched on a television on the internet, that anyone can just access it. Isn't that crazy? It's so fascinating to see this. It always blows my mind that this was a thing that was made by people without like special effects, or well, there were special effects, but like no CGI, none of that. Like the 1920, like the 1910s and 20s for theater, for movies, was the Wild West. And especially like when it comes to horror. Now, Nosferatu is not the first horror movie, but it is definitely one of the most known of the silent era. I would say the big three when it comes to I'm watching it online. Honestly, I could just break out the DVD I have of this, which wouldn't be a bad idea, but I'm a little lazy. Anyway, hello, Flame Lord, a new person. That's awesome. But as I was saying, like if you were to say like the big three of silent era horror movies or just horrors, I'm good. I would say it's this, Phantom of the Opera, the Lon Chaney one, and Cabinet of Caligari. I think we can all, like every history and horror movie buff. Oh, Duel. Hello. I've been a fan of your video for a while, and I found you on a video about Lord Dominator and Master Cyclonus. I like your videos and content. I've been a fan. Oh, you said that twice. I've been watching your channel for a while, for a few years since, and also Vulcan Lives. Right on. But as I was saying, if you were to like talk about, if you ask most horror and movie buffs, they would say that this, Phantom, and the Cabinet of Caligari are the three big silent era horror movies. And there's a little bit of DNA of those films all the way up to modern day films. It's so fascinating, really, to think on that. I would also say if you were to look at other silent era horror movies, I would also suggest The Cat and the Canary. That's another one I would love to put on here. I don't know if that one is public domain. The Cat and the Canary is an old dark house, haunted house movie, and I think it has some really solid like shots. It is a little Scooby-Doo because back then, American films didn't really, especially silent era, didn't really do anything with the supernatural. It was always more like a Scooby-Doo kind of plot. Metropolis is good. But that's more science fiction than horror. But that is very true. If you were to look at another like pinnacle of silent era films, Metropolis is definitely one of them. Would you rather have super shotgun from Doom or the assault rifle from Halo? Probably the assault rifle. I have a little the assault rifle from Doom. I don't know. Like the 3-round burst feels good in my brain. What will Absolute Scarecrow look like? I imagine a nightmare. Any public domain animated films? I'm sure there's a few, but they're all probably garbage. I'm sure we're not looking at Disney quality. In fact, I'm almost tempted to throw on Steamboat Willie just as a middle finger to Disney, just to say I can, right? I'm not gonna because I'm not that brave. Anyway. Exactly. Absolute nightmare. And we're back down to 2. Man. Yeah. 2030 Batman will become public domain. Only the original Batman, like the purple gloves and whatnot. No Robin. I don't even think you could use Joker. Honestly, I don't think Joker becomes public domain until like 2 years after. Yeah, the 2030s, I mean. I think 2038, if I am not mistaken. We got 4 people in here. I think it's the same 4 people as before. Hoping for more. It'd be really cool if more people showed up. Oh, there's Bill. How's it going, Multi? We're all here. We're watching a movie. We're all having fun. I'm totally not using this as an excuse to keep some negative thoughts out of my head. Totally not. Absolutely not. It's not the excuse at all. This is not an excuse to fight off my crippling depression at the moment. Why do you think Jin has the worse dad than Deck? I don't know. Nearly destroyed the planet several times. It's so crazy to me. It's so crazy to me watching this movie that like the vast majority of this is all like not even on a soundstage. I think they filmed in like the outskirts of Germany, if I'm not mistaken. Also, to all 2 of you watching and whoever comes across this live stream in the near future, the film in question, the cinematography is just gore. It is. It truly is. This, and I think this was almost a lost film. It was almost a lost film. It was destroyed by Bram Stoker's wife. But however, I think I can't remember if it was 2 or 3 copies managed to survive in America. And it took until I think the 1970s that we had a complete version of the film. I'm still surprised that there's so far there isn't a Warhammer horror game. Well, technically Vermintide is kind of horror, but yeah, I'm surprised. That's cool, Duel. That's not a bad idea. Lost media. It's a scary thing. It is, but I think it's also important. Oh, I love this, by the way. I'm going to pause that real fast. I don't know if you can see it very well, but yeah. You can't go out further tonight. The werewolf is roaming the forest. Yes. And what is the werewolf? I also love the fact that like even before um this movie, like before Dracula, the Bela Lugosi Dracula came out, we were using um the shopkeep always had like a big mustache. Like that's a look at this walrus of a man. He looks like he's about to go team up with Jamie Heinerman to bust some myths, right? Just look. He's got like in that beard is like little feelers, and there's no mouth. He's just like like looking to go scoop up some clams or something, right? But getting back on point, um, like getting back to the point. What was I saying? Um, yeah, look at this man. Well, Polgish Knight for the man in the walrus mustache. Yes, there is truth. Yeah, look at this. I want you all to like look at this. That, ladies, if you can see it, um, that ladies and gentlemen, God, I can't point for shit. That is a striped hyena, and they're passing it off as a werewolf. Um, Now, on one hand, it's you could point and laugh and say that's so dumb and stupid, and no one's watching, but I'll keep going. On one hand, you can say that's dumb and stupid, but on the other hand, um, you have to put yourself in the head of a European citizen or a person from 19. Oh, hello, Bizarro. Hey, Bizarro guy. From you have to put yourself in the mindset of a person who's never been in um, who's never been out of the country. 1922, people haven't really traveled. You would think that by 1922, people would have like traveled far, near and far, and things like that, or we would have been well learned. Turns out, not really. But put yourself in the mindset of a person watching this for the first time, saying that's a werewolf, and this thing that looks like a dog, but's not a dog, comes charging out. You would have been like, "What is that?" It was mind blowing. We laugh at it today, but back then, I'm sure people were like, "What is that?" Um, Hello from Louisiana. Hmm. I got an affinity for New Orleans, so thanks, Flame. But getting back to the movie, um, this chair isn't low. It's just this is as high as it goes. The armadillo and Dracula was always so weird to me. Yeah, the armadillo and the possums were really a strange choice, but probably because they didn't have rats on set. From I don't know if that's true or not, but they just couldn't find rats. They just like screw it. No one like people know it, but people would know what an armadillo is. Whatever. We need something weird. No, I actually had a great experience in New Orleans, Flame. I said I had an affinity for it. Is there a movie for its anniversary you saw in theaters that stood out to you? Well, this year I did watch Jaws for its 50th anniversary, and seeing that movie in theaters is a phenomenal experience. Um, the sound design was great. It made me have an appreciation for one of my favorite movies of all time. Now, I'm sure like some of you have probably like watched or heard of silent era films and been like they're overacting. Like, what is the point? Um, what are you talking about, Jordan? But yeah, for those wondering, um, why people are, if you're ever curious as to why, or kind of laugh at the fact that like silent era actors overact or like are completely like overly facially expressive, it's because they didn't have dialogue. It's the simple fact is they didn't have any dialogue to really like watch the movie. Like you didn't have audio, so you had to express yourself through body language. And they would give you text, but those were few and far between. So that was that's kind of the thing. And it's so weird too because um Nicolas Cage is a big fan of silent era films. So that's why if you've ever, and he really bases his acting off of silent era movies. So if you've ever wondered why he is Nick Cage, you have your answer. Yeah, that's a very good point. Um, oh, okay, Jordan. I didn't know Rizzo was. Yeah, it's kind of funny that Rizzo hasn't been able to speak in 9 years. Did you know it snows in Louisiana? It's pretty rare, but it happens. Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah. Um, I was at a film festival last year, and one contestant did a modern take on a silent film, and he said that it gave his actors a chance to really animate themselves. Oh yeah, I have no doubt. Like you have to convey without saying a word. You have to use body language. So you got to motion capture the shit out of it. Really. Anyway, the other thing, and I'm going to read this text out to you and explain it. German expressionism is very underrated. That I think this and Caligari and a few other German films, um, Metropolis included, like that expressionism really carried itself. Have I ever seen The Fly of 1958? I own the Blu-ray, good sir. um, Let me back this up because I need to talk about it. Um, nope, that's Hutter. I almost said Jonathan, but it's Hutter. I'm going to read this text out to all of you. Um, from the seed of Belial sprang the vampire Nosferatu, who liveth and feedeth on human blood. This unholy creature liveth in sinister caves, tombs, and coffins, which are filled with cursed dirt from the fields of the Black Death. So, to elaborate, um, basically, um, Count Orlok did not get his powers regularly. He didn't get it like a normal vampire. It's heavily implied that Orlok was a sorcerer, and they do touch on it a little more in the remake. I will say that, but basically, yeah, we talked about that earlier, Adam. It's probably a fact you all know. Oh, this movie based on Dracula, the studio went bankrupt for not paying Bram Stoker's wife the money. This is very true. Um, yeah, but as I was saying, Orlok is a sorcerer, and he gained his powers through vampirism, making a deal with a demon named Belial. So it goes into what Murnau and his producers wanted to do with the occult. It was vampirism and also dealing with occult magic. They do bring that up in the Eggers movie. No, it's fine, Adam. I understand. So yeah. We're like almost 30 minutes into 30 minutes into this stream, but only 15 minutes into this movie. I think my favorite take on the dirt of the homeland to gain strength was in the show What We Do in the Shadows, where they lose it and their familiar must travel the world to retrieve their new soil. I do like that. That is good. Have you seen the trailer for Starship Troopers: The Ultimate Bug War? I have. I liked it. Can't believe we're watching it. Oh, hello, Steven. Can't believe we're watching Nosferatu. Yep, we're all watching Nosferatu because it's an in public domain movie. If this does well, if this stream does well, I might do another one, maybe Phantom of the Opera, maybe um maybe Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, maybe Night of the Living Dead, maybe Giant Gila Monster. I don't know. You guys think of an in public domain movie. Think on it, and we'll watch it together. Actually, you know, it'd be kind of fun. Now that I think about it, next one should be Robot Monster. Oh my god, I would love to do Robot Monster. If you've never seen that movie, I will even play the audio. I'll play the damn audio, and we'll watch it together because that movie is bananas. I think the main Drakes from Warhammer 40. God, I love the public domain. The copyright gods cannot smite us. No, they can't. What about Attack of the 50-Foot Woman? Is that public domain? Is that one in public domain? Because I will put that one on too. But let's be real. That poster is the one good thing about this movie, about that movie. Can you watch along with the Fly 19? Nope, that's under Fox. That's under Disney. I can't play it. Yeah, is that public domain? Hello, Trevor. We should watch the original The Day the Earth Stood Still. Is that public domain? I don't know. That's another one I don't know if that's still under Fox or not. I genuinely don't know. Or should I say that's under Disney now? The mouse would not have. Nope. Yeah, we can't do The Fly. I don't think we can do The Day the Earth Stood Still. I know we could probably do the Giant Gila Monster and Robot Monster. Trial. I think you're right. Do you love Cinemassacre's Monster Madness? I do. I really do. God, I love the shots of this film. Like that, there's just some sweeping scenery in here. The original, yeah. People forget that Fast and Furious is a remake. That whole franchise is based off of a remake. Yeah, I think next. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, Fast and Furious was a remake. Yeah. Apparently, OG Day the Earth Stood Still is public domain. I'm not going to test that water. OG, also little OG. Yeah, I know that one. I know that one's public domain. The original Thomas Edison directed that one, Frankenstein. That's public domain. I know that one. But yeah, is Day the Earth Stood Still public domain? But to get back to Bizarro's question, I think what I'd like to do of a retelling of Nosferatu is talk about like Orlok before he made his deal with Belial and became a demon, something like that. Oh yeah, Flame, it was. How do you feel about Attack of the 50-Foot Woman getting a remake by Tim Burton? I know it's probably going to be I mean, it's probably going to be his wife playing the 50-foot monster, but it should be Eva Green for reasons. I bet King Kong novel back then is going to be public domain. The novel is actually public domain. The movie, however, that's not public domain until 2027. The original 1933 one. Just wait till like 2027. No, Kong is 1933. Kong is in public domain until 2028. My bad. But 2027, I will swear to God, do a double feature of Dracula and Frankenstein come 2027 because those will be public domain. Really, the Fleischer Superman movies are public domain. That's awesome. I actually own the Blu-ray collection. Chris sent it to me, so I might put that on someday. Dracula versus Frankenstein. That movie sucks, but it is public domain, so I could put that on. Have I seen the movie The Trial? No, I have not. Steamboat Willie is public domain, but I'm not gonna tempt the mouse gods on that one. At some point, yeah, everything goes to the public domain. I think you are right on that, Lunar. I guess, Adam. That is a real castle, by the way. That is a real castle in Germany that they are shooting at. But just a massive castle, and God, it's so creepy to just watch Orlok like creep out of the shadows like a spider coming out of his out of its hole, or like coming down from its web. Um, no, we're not doing Avatar in the Infinity Verse. Last Airbender, that's multiverse, but we're not putting the blue ones in there. Um, yeah, the castle is great. I mean, look at that shot behind me. Just absolutely brilliant. Just now, what's creepy, what's so scary, I think about not so much Orlok, but Max Schreck, the actor who played Orlok, is that we don't know anything about him. We genuinely don't know. Yeah, we genuinely don't know anything about Max Schreck. All we knew is he method acted this film. From what we understand, is that he stayed away from the other actors. He was very intense and really took his role seriously. In fact, there was a movie which I highly recommend you all go and find, called Shadow of the Vampire, which is a fictionalized behind the scenes filming of the original film of Nosferatu, and basically has Willem Dafoe, who's funny because he was in Nosferatu with the Eggers version, but in Shadow of the Vampire, he plays Max Schreck as a real vampire. It's really fun. It has John Malkovich in it, playing F.W. Murnau, the director. I will say that the F.W. Murnau's portrayal in the movie is apparently very, it's very different, because according to a lot of sources, Murnau was very caring and loved his cast. Like, he would basically go to his like the actors and actresses, like in between shots, and be like, "That was good, but how would you do it as an actor without me telling you?" And apparently, that was really ahead of its time, to just let actors do as they please. So he would like do a scene, then go to them and go, "Okay, great, loved it, but how would you do the scene?" And then he would go back and like he always kept a very quiet, a very calm set. Now it's more akin like that. Now Fritz Lang, on the other hand, was a dictator in every form of the word, when he was making Metropolis and a lot of his films. Yeah. A perfectionist, yes. I know, I have the ads on. Yes, that actually is Max Schreck is a reference to the actor who played Orlok. Oh, Jason. Oh, that's cool. Useless fun fact. I actually share a birthday with Max Schreck. That's kind of awesome. How long is this movie? An hour and a half, but I keep pausing it. Ads are really annoying. I'm sorry. I put it on the lowest setting. Anyway. No, Nightmare on Elm Street is not public domain. God, no. Yes, I do watch Dead Meat fiction. You look like oh, I wish I could be an actor. Golly. Yeah, I've seen Dead Meat. Yeah. Also, I'm at work, so I can't stay. Just wanted to pop and say hi, man. Hope you all are having fun. Yeah. I don't know how long this live stream's gonna be, so who knows? Maybe you pop in later, Jason. That's not as cool, Justin. I'm just kidding with you. Um, I don't know who that is, Fiction. What do you think Stanley Kubrick would do with today's technology? I think he'd hate it. He'd bitch about it. Honestly, he'd just bitch. Just absolute perfection. Yes, Cthulhu is public domain. A vast majority of H.P. Lovecraft's work is public domain. Yeah, exactly. Kubrick would be like, "Where's the art in all this?" Thanks, Flame. Am I the only one who thinks Max Shrek in Batman Returns could have also been Maxie Zeus? Easily, but I don't. Yeah, I did do top 10 movies of 2025. Comics, probably go to Absolute Wonder Woman if I was to pick a number one. I read by trade, not by single issue. Oh, Thorgy. Okay. Yes, I have watched Emmett Otter's Jug Band. Man, I was worried there for a second. I thought no one would show up, but hey, 5 to 6 people showing up and watching a movie with me, it's kind of nice. Huh. Neat. Could Cthulhu beat the Chaos Gods? We're not going to go into that spiel. I don't know, Duel. Shrek aside is German for Yiddish for monster. Um, I don't. I think Max Shrek is his stage name. I don't. We don't even know his real name. All right, night Teva. Max was an enigma. Again, all real location. All of it real location. Ain't this beautiful? It's on a bucket list, honestly. I think the castle is still standing to this day. You know, you watch this movie and you understand like um you understand like why Eggers had so much um inspiration for this movie. I have played Wolfenstein. You know, you watch this movie and like you see why he had so much inspiration for it. I think it's also interesting to note that like much like Murnau, Eggers as a director is also apparently very loosey goosey. Like he's also like he treats things up. We're down to no one again. Perfect. Um, One of my plans for a future is a full length Popeye versus King Kong project done in the vein of OG specials like Popeye meets Sinbad. That'd be cool. But like apparently Eggers is also very like loosey goosey and like, hey, do it your way. Like how would you do the scene? Loosey goosey or wishy washy. I like both. I'm bringing them back. You know what? You know what? Forget that Christmas part. Let's just keep it loosey goosey. Is that not? Well, I don't. It's just a piece of paper, honestly. Yep, that's right. Betty Boop will become public domain. Um, yeah, yeah. How far are we into this movie? Almost 30 minutes. We're on 45 minutes in this stream. Um, I'm bringing back wizards since Darth Vader failed to do it. Yeah, Betty Boop's going to be in a horror movie already because God forbid we have any creativity these days. When do Bugs Bunny, Goofy, and Daffy Duck become public domain? I think Bugs doesn't get to be public domain until 2032. Daffy the year after. Goofy is 2029, I think. Donald, I think, is 2029 as well. No, Ed, Ed, and Eddie could not survive Warhammer. He came in 1932. That doesn't mean like the rights got renewed. The rights could be renewed and whatnot, but I know officially, like I think somewhere late 2020s is Goofy's public domain. In fact, let me look that up. Yeah, I already talked about horror movie with Popeye and Tarzan. All right. I'm actually now curious. I'm sorry for the background noise if that's being picked up. I actually um like God, look at that shot. There's your money horror shot right there, ladies and gentlemen. Right there. Maybe I might do a end of the year live stream. Who knows? I look at this scene, by the way, and all I can think is Nosferatu. I know, a closed door. He can't get past closed doors. I'll jump under the covers. You can't get me. We're going by Monster in the Closet rules. I'm under the covers. The goofy ass grin. Ooh. Just there it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. A just a scene worth 1,000 words right there for all of you to watch. Um, that that right there is a horror icon in the like that. Yeah, that is a iconic horror movie shot right there. Coal coated elf. Show some respect to this film. Yeah, that's fair with the flame. This whole movie feels like a dream, doesn't it? Like it all just feels like a bizarre dream. Yeah. Um, yeah, it all feels like one big bizarre dream. It's just beautiful. Um, Wrong movie, Caroline. Orlok versus Dracula. Who would win? Probably Dracula. Although you could make that a thing. They're both in public domain. Orlok and Dracula. Not Lugosi's yet, but you could easily do Dracula versus Orlok, and no one could stop you. Yeah, I know, SpongeBob. There it is. Another look at that. There's your iconic movie shot right there. Just the head turn, everything there. That slow turn, yeah. Let me know in the comments. Who would you trust to deal with vampires the most? For Albin Eberhard von Franz or Van Helsing? Van Helsing, because Van Helsing's an actual professional vampire hunter. Eberhard von Franz is a tourist. He's more got like a surface level knowledge. It's like if you want to know Warhammer lore from a actual lore, like a guy who's played the game, or a person who's only like watched YouTube videos and thinks that's where the knowledge comes from. Yeah. Um, yeah. Hey, I will be right back. I'm going to get some water real fast. So don't go anywhere. I will be right back. We will continue the film. Yeah, we'll continue the movie. And I will be right back. So I need to get some water or something because I can feel my throat drying out. And my legs asleep. Perfect. This is just a great night. Also, I love how I can just move this chair. I can move the arms up so I can better scoot out of this little pocket I'm in. So I will be right back, everyone. Just give me like 2 minutes. I can walk. I'm back. And I have water. Because God knows. Yeah, because we'll all be totally alive in 2088. Anyway, where were we? Just the sweeping shots. I love it, man. And I know I'm looking at the camera, but I'm like watching the movie behind me. Yeah, the cinematography is stunning. I just love like that. It's so creepy of just that shot of him in the coffin, and like you just see his face. Like it's not even like threatening or anything. Throws off the coffin. Fully clothed, I might add. Yeah, fully clothed. You don't see the prosthetic wang of Max Shrek, as opposed to Bill Skarsgård's prosthetic wang. No, I think people put effort in movies. Not a lot, but I think they're there. What's my favorite Warhammer game? I'd probably say Bolt Gun, maybe. Bolt Gun or Space Marine. Have you heard Inhumans when they return to Marvel said, truly, Orlok is a class act. God, I just love. I also love the. Because again, I have to stress. I know it looks corny today. I know. I know it looks corny by today's standards. I'm well aware. I'm very well aware that this is overacting. But again, you can't. They didn't have audio. They didn't have like a way to convey vocally how to do a scene. So you had to do it all through facial expressions, all through body language, and they would probably write some cue cards every 10 minutes. Yeah, I always wanted to see someone faint like that too. Well, eaten by zombies, you'd probably be awful. It's painful. Vampire, it's probably quick. But like if you're being eaten by zombies, you're probably going to go the way of like the sergeant in Day of the Dead. Choke on it. End of Act 2. Act 3. So going back to the original question I had earlier in the video, what in public domain movie would you like to see me film on? Play on this live stream? Because what would you want me to see? Again, public domain. Nothing that would be too gratuitous, and something I could actually like show on here in a live stream. Eaten by a xenomorph or eaten by the thing? Probably xenomorph, because this thing, your consciousness is still within its body, and the imagine of being absorbed like that is horrifying. The Phantom and Caligari, yeah, I think those would be really good. I have Blu-rays of the original Phantom and Nosferatu. The wide I just blanked there, but Cabinet of Caligari would be really good. I don't think I've seen that movie all the way through. I've not seen Cabinet of Caligari all the way through. That'd be actually like a cool like joint experience. I definitely can't play the Rob Zombie movie the Rob Zombie music video that's inspired by Caligari, Living Dead Girl. But hey, yeah, Metropolis would be I could definitely play Metropolis. Yeah, just not the Queen. Well, I probably wouldn't have the audio because I'd have the silent version. The original Little Shop of Horrors, the Roger Corman movie. That's a good one. There's another movie I would love to introduce to you guys. That's a silent era movie that I don't think gets talked enough about. I talked about it earlier in the stream, called The Cat and the Canary. But I don't know if that one's public domain. I'd love to show you that one. There was a remake. I remember seeing a remake of Caligari, or at least it was kind of like a pseudo reboot remake of Caligari from the 1980s, and it's really bizarre. Like, do not smoke weed and watch that movie. Trust me. Who would you rather be in a room with, Pennywise or Art? Pennywise, because Pennywise will make it quick. Night of the Living Dead, yeah, we could do that. That's definitely like we could play that. Yes, the 1927 version of Cat and the Canary is indeed public domain. If that's the one, yes, that is the one. I would love to show you guys. How'd you forget? You suggested it, Bill. Plan 9. I would. Oh my god, that'd be great. Your stupid minds, stupid. But the one I would love to do the most, and I know I could get away with it, is Robot Monster. Like, oh my god, if you've never seen Robot Monster, you are in for so much fun. I would love to actually do a live, like, if I could figure out how to do it. I would do a live stream with my friend Ace. I've had him on here before, or Andres Kaiju Noir, and just riff the ever loving hell out of Robot Monster. I don't know what Solanite is. Oh, Robot Monster. Let's just say you look more like a human than a Roman. No, Planet of the Apes is not public domain. Steamboat Willie, I would try it, but I was too scared of the mouse. The brain that wouldn't die, that's a good one. Make fun of it. Is Fiend Without a Face in public domain? That would be a good one. Yeah, they had to change the names to keep the license, because at the time in 1922, Dracula was still like a owned property. It's not like today where it's in public domain. Yeah, Japan's in public domain laws are vastly different. So good luck with with that. No, but it will be. That movie will be in about I think 5 years. Santa Claus Conquered. That would be a great one for Christmas. Why not? Why not knock? Fiend without a face, where they're convinced Canada was Ireland. I wonder if there's any like Canadians who's watched that movie and went, what the hell is this?" I loved Brandon Tenold's riff of that movie. Yes, all mythologies are public domain. Oh God, I love that. I know this isn't a horror shot, but like, let me back up. Um, is that not perfect? Like that is a work of art. Like that is painted. Like that is like a picture that should be hung up in the Louvre. And I'm not being facetious or sarcastic. Like that is another brilliant look at cinematography of just Ellen looking out into the waves with crosses of dead sailors planted along the beach. It is a absolutely beautiful, breathtaking scene. Or sailed as a canvas print. I think it is. I do think it is. If not, it should be. God damn, is this movie great? Like it is genuinely a work of art. Um, I know we all talk about like the iconic scenes of like, and we'll see it later, like Orlok's shadow on the wall and stuff. But it's like a shot like this, guys, come on. Just to quote Syndrome, "Oh, come on, you gotta admit this is pretty cool." Exactly, Adam. And it's so brief too, but it just conveys everything. Anyone know how to play croquet? Because I don't. Yeah, that's true, Bizarro. Yep, sure am, Hunter. God, is this just? I'm sorry, guys. I'm just like, and I. Is this not beautiful? Right? Is this just not art? Tarzan is kind of in public domain, but not. George the Jungle is not. Yeah, the Skaven could work for as good horror villains. Yeah, that's kind of their whole point. They're also fun, the funny rat men. I wish I could read cursive. I mean, I kind of can, but like, it's just a lot of squiggles for me. Yeah, I know some prints of the movie use the name, but it doesn't matter because the novel and the character of Dracula are in public domain now. Is the jungle Yes, the book is, the movie is not. Yeah, someone did steal F.W. Murnau's skull. I don't know where it is now. Um, Fleischer adaptation of Gulliver's Travel is public domain. Someone said Superman's, and I have the whole Blu-ray collection of that. So I might. So if anyone's interested, I might play that, depending on if I want to get knocked for that. We'll see. I don't know where that question came from, Quentin. Look at my horse. My horse is amazing. Give it a lick. Ooh, it tastes just like raisins. Have a stroke of its mane. It turns into a plane and then turns back again when you tug on its winky. Ooh, that's dirty. Do you think so? Well, I better not show you where the lemonade is made. Yeah, sweet lemonade. Sweet lemonade. Yeah, sweet lemonade. To all two of you, I don't know if anyone's going to get that reference. uh, no one is No, Captain America's not in public domain yet. Not even close. Felix the cat. Yes, Felix is public domain. Honestly, I could play some Popeye cartoons because they're public domain. Well, I don't know if the cartoons are public domain. The character is. There's a difference. Okay, all 17 of the shorts are in public domain. Were there only 17? I don't know. Oh, I got the music going. Well, I don't know, like this movie is a silent movie, but a lot of these versions put a different music in there. But I don't want to test the waters of what music I can and can't play. The King Kong novel is public domain. Look at my horse. My horse is amazing. Give it a lick. It tastes just like raisin. Have a stroke of its mane. It turns into a plane, and then it turns back again when you tug on its winky. Ooh, that's dirty. Do you think so? Well, I better not show you where the lemonade is made. Sweet lemonade. Sweet lemonade. Yeah, sweet lemonade. I can't get that song in my head now. It's in there. Godzilla will not become public domain for a long time. Okay, yeah, they're all public. Could a bear become a vampire? I don't know, but in the short story I wrote that you can actually publish in a book called Duel of the Monsters, I made a velociraptor into a vampire. I called it a velocipire. That song is now going to be trapped in my head. Great. I did it to myself. Maybe Kane? It's kind of a weird one, but it's kind of a weird explanation. But sure, why not? How much more do we have in this movie? Oh, we're good. Yeah, we still got some time. Like, we're going to be here a while. Supplement the song with the Jurassic Park theme song. You will never get that one out. Depends on which version we're talking about here, Adam. Are we talking about the John Williams one or the home or the other version? Okay, if anyone asks, if anyone asks, you were driving, but we're on a boat. I know what I said. See, Bizarro gets it. Last Voyage of Demeter. Yep. But here I think it's called something else. Can't remember what it is. And ladies and gentlemen, we have our iconic movie shot right here. I know it doesn't look scary now, but like I'm certain 1922 Germany, where people were howling in that theater. It's very much, and I'll talk more about it. I think David Desmelchin says it best about Lon Chaney's Phantom. When the mask comes off of Lon Chaney's Phantom and we see it for the first time, he said it best. I would have killed someone to go back in time and be in that theater when the mask came. Look at that! Just look at that! Look at that! Look at that of those shots of. It's so. It's so like even unsettling now. But back then, that was just pure horror cinema right there. Yeah, that is very true. The first showing was in the Berlin Zoo. It was even a costume party. Um, yeah. End of Act 3. Act 4. Yeah, I have seen the trailers for that chimp movie, Primate. Yeah, I think that's going to be my first movie of 2026. Is there a Phantom of the Opera remake coming out? Bizarro? I didn't know this. I know there's a comic. I know it, but it's going to be more based off of the Claude Rains Phantom than it is the Lon Chaney one. Sorry, I'm just distracted by the absolute cinema behind me. Is it? Because I remember distinctly saying that that's a movie I'd want to see. Eggers is I know Eggers is basically doing werewolf. We know that, but I don't think he like. I've heard no confirmation that it's going to be Phantom. I know his next movie is. I heard that it's going to be Christmas Carol, which that is going to be I think that's absolutely brilliant for Eggers to do A Christmas Carol. But I would personally love to see. I don't like. I think he would be really cool in a Phantom movie, but I don't think that's been confirmed yet. That was a video I did saying, "Hey, wouldn't it be cool to see a Phantom of the Opera movie?" I know his next movie is. Hello, Andrew. I know his next movie is either going to be a original film he called The Night, and the other one is going to be what was it? Christmas Carol. Why did I blank on it? My most anticipated movie of 2026 is probably Robert Eggers' Werewolf, honestly. I know, like, again, Avengers Doomsday and things like that, but I know everyone says Avengers Doomsday, but Eggers' Werewolf is my number one if I was to rank them. Yeah, he is doing A Christmas Carol. Yeah, for Warner Brothers, I think. But I don't know if that'll get canceled because of the Netflix merger. Who knows? So I don't know if he's still doing that, but I remember it was for Warner Brothers, I believe. And then I think he's going to do his original film, The Night, which is a medieval horror film. He said, I think he also said he wants to do a Western, which Robert Eggers Western would be awesome. Yeah, Robert Eggers do a Greek myth movie. That'd actually be kind of cool. I mean, he did tackle Norse mythology. So, look at this. Look at this little rat boy coming out. He's saying, hi. What's going on up here? I'm going to drink your blood. I'm Count Orlok. Why am I doing this? The Odyssey. Yeah, The Odyssey is going to be a solid movie. Apparently, I saw the trailer and it looks like we're actually going to get a Cyclops. I know people are saying, oh, they're going to go with pure realism with the movie, but I would not be opposed to a Robert Eggers Sleepy Hollow movie. Favorite dragon? Probably Vermithrax from Dragon Slayer. Yep, legs asleep. I love this movie, but it's so awkward to just watch Orlok just clumsily carry his own coffin around. Like, I knew I should have paid extra for day one delivery. Oh man, don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. He's just running around Vicksburg. Who's my favorite football team in the NFL? It's I like the Titans, but it's been such a clown show. I don't know if I could stay on. And the Bucks have also been pretty bad, so it's just kind of like love of the game. He wouldn't do a Batman movie. What Greek myth? I don't know. Just look at him running around like a goober. I'm kind of glad we didn't get this scene reenacted in Eggers' movie, to be honest. It is reenacted in the whatchamacallit. There was a remake that came out of this movie that was not Eggers. It was one with what's his name? Doug he played Abe in Hellboy. Not Doug Bradley. But you know who I'm talking about. He plays Orlok in that movie, and he does the coffin carrying scene. Why did you get an ad? Because I have ads on the live stream. The guy from Frasier? No. Um, no, he did the voice, but I'm talking about the guy who did the physical body work for him, for Abe. No one will find me in this abandoned abbey. No, it wasn't Doug Bradley. That's Pinhead. Doug Jones, thank you. Doug Jones, that's it. Thank you, Draven. See, I knew it was a Doug. I knew it was a Doug. So I pulled up a list of in public domain movies, and I want to hear yay or nay for them. Okay, you guys ready? All right. Night of Living Dead, yay or nay? Okay. Night of Living Dead. I figured that'd be easy. House on Haunted Hill. Anyone for House on Haunted Hill? I think I actually played the audio for that one too. It's a Vincent Price movie. Um, let's see. Teenagers from Outer Space. Oh, we're doing this. The Lost World, not the Jurassic Park movie, the original 1925 Willis O'Brien stop motion animated Lost World. Yeah, we're doing the original 1925 Lost World. Phantom of the Opera. I mean, we're doing Phantom, so why am I even asking you? Is Plan 9 from Outer Space public domain? Yes, it is, Draven, and we will be doing that one. Your stupid minds, stupid. We'll also be doing Cabinet of Caligari. We'll be doing that one. Dr. John Barrymore's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Anyone for Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? The Cat and the Canary. Well, we're doing Cat and the Canary. I want to show that movie to you guys anyway. Metropolis. Is anyone interested in Metropolis? Okay, I kind of looking at the list right now. I mean, yeah. Oh, God, I love this movie. Yeah, there are multiple versions of Metropolis, so I'm gonna have to pick which one. I mean, I think they're all public domain, but yeah. Okay, The Brain That Wouldn't Die. Ooh, okay. Bucket of Blood. Anyone interested in Bucket of Blood? Not like an actual Bucket of Blood, the movie, like the Roger Corman Bucket of Blood with Dick Miller. Carnival of Souls. Anyone interested in Carnival of Souls? Okay. Trying to like look at some good. Oh, we could do the Hunchback of Notre Dame, the original Lon Chaney one. We could do, yeah, we could do that one. House on Haunted. Yeah, we are doing House of Haunted Hill. The Indestructible. Really? Nay for Hunchback? Really? We got a nay from Caroline. Well, we're doing it anyway. The A's beat out the nays. Falcons 21, Rams 3. I don't know why Raheem Mostert is still like a coach on that team. So much talent wasted by him. Let's see. Is It's a Wonderful Life in public domain? Oh, okay. There are stipulations. Okay, so that one we'll have to not do. Ooh, here's one we could do in the future. The Last Man on Earth, another Vincent Price movie. That's another solid one. A lot of people want the original Little Shop of Horrors, so we'll do that one. Fun fact: that's one of the first roles from Jack Nicholson. Oh my god, yes. And I would have to get someone on board for this one though. I would have to get like a joint one for this one. Manos, the Hands of Fate. I would have to get like Manos on here though. Yeah, Night of Living Dead, that's one everyone wants. Plan 9 for we definitely doing Plan 9 from Outer Space. Popeye the Sailor Man meets Alibaba's 40 Thieves. Yeah, we could do that one. And Popeye the Sailor meets Sinbad. Yeah, we could definitely do that one. Trying to see what else we could get. Santa Claus. It's a little late for Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. The Screaming Skull would be an interesting one. I don't know if anyone would be interested in that. We could do The Terror. Oh my god, that'd be great. Oh, White Zombie. That's a good one. I think Old Dark House, James Whale movie, is also public domain too. Oh, this is yes, it is the original Nosferatu. I put 1922 on here for clearance because God knows I would not be able to get away with playing the other movie. I saw Orlok. Was he bigger than me? I feel like that's like the image we're conveying here. 13 Ghosts. I think that is public domain. Just drop below freeze. I love cold weather, man. I love cold weather. Speaking as someone who lives in Florida, I want cold weather all the time. Like I hate heat. I love the cold. It's embracing. It's also, yeah, you do got to get warm, but like, you can't get away from heat. I know if some smart ass is going to come on here is like, well, I have to shovel snow and you can't shovel heat. Oh, shut up. I don't care. Design of Orlok in this, though, it is really good. It's iconic. It is a iconic horror image. I will happily take shovel over swamp ass. That's very true. I'm so sorry for the background noise if the mic picks that up. Um, I have seen Onibaba. I would like to own that as an actual movie, though. How am I watching a movie and talking to the chat at the same time? I have it playing on my TV. Simple as that. I really like the new version. Yeah, no one's made a remake of the Screaming Skull. To the shock of no one, Warhawk. I think that's kind of an obvious pick. What are they going to do? Get rid of Jaden Daniels after he got injured? Was anyone like? I don't know how to remake the Screaming Skull, honestly. There are a few in public domain Sherlock Holmes movie, but they are very few and far between. Defense heavy draft is probably their best way to go. Tarzan is and isn't public domain. It's a weird thing. It's kind of like Kong. Any noir stuff in public domain that's cool. There are a few things, but nothing's really coming to mind that right now. Conan is not public domain yet. Let me look because I'm actually curious about Conan being public domain soon. I know it's soon. 2028. 2028, but it is public domain in the UK, but not here in the US. But yeah. Tarzan, that the whole Edgar Rice Burroughs thing is a mess. Yes, that is 3 years. Is public? Yeah, Dracula's been public domain since 1970s. So you're good. Exactly, Warhawk. Yes, that's what I said, Billy. because Japan has much tighter laws regarding IP. I love Knock like poking his head out like a friggin' groundhog. Also, is it just me or does Knock look like George Costanza, or at least his actor Jason Alexander? Also, I didn't know that since I'm on this Jason Alexander George Costanza um, uh, tangent. Did anyone know he could sing? Because I didn't. I watched a version of Christmas Carol that's based off the Broadway musical, and he plays Jacob Marley, and he's actually got a solid singing voice. No, Legend. A lot of the Disney Plus stuff. I don't know why they. I think it's like they don't want to pay the give the. From what I understand, the rumor is they don't want to do it because they don't want to give royalty to the animators of those shows. Like that's why we also don't have Aladdin as well, the animated series. Yes, the movie is almost over. I'm thinking about seven. Yeah, 7 minutes. God, there's another just great shot of Orlok. It's so unsettling. Yeah, how again? It's they don't want to pay the animators. Show me your boobs, Ellen. Your boobs. I would say Orlok. Max Shrek's Orlok is just unsettling. Yes, we could watch the Thomas Edison Frankenstein, but that's very short. Yes, the character is in public domain, but a lot of those movies aren't. Adam Sandler's best track. That's you're funny. The novels are in public domain of Sherlock Holmes, but the movie, yeah, the original Christopher Lee Dracula was way terrifying. He was asking about Lugosi or Orlok. God, look at that scene. Just absolute horror perfection right there. Just the hand going over. It's beautiful. Let me just rewind again because I don't think I talked enough about it. Of just Orlok coming to get Ellen. Just God, look at that. That is a scene right there. Because I have to play. This is um, that that scene right there is forever horror cinema right there, and by and large, this as well. Just absolute no CGI, no nothing, just that. Got your hurt. Just again, that's in the shadow. You don't really see Orlok in the scene. It's just in the shadows. Just kind of, it's again, it goes back to that unsettling feeling. Just again, look at that. Like you can barely see him. He's just feeding on Ellen. And again, another iconic shot, which is Orlok rising up, looking at like, how long was I out of the coffin? Was that a rooster? Oh fuck! I just love that turn. Oh, it like you like when you spent all night watching Adult Swim anime on a school night, and then you hear birds outside, and your mom's starting to wake up. It's like Luke Valentine seeing the flight of stairs. Yes, for those who, I'm going to replay this again. Um, for those who don't know, this movie it let me I'm going to rewind. Um, this movie is the reason we have vampires are weak to sunlight. It's in this film that invented the idea of vampires being weak to sunlight and being killed by them. Not Dracula's novel, it was this. Because they didn't know how to end the movie. FW Murnau and the others apparently didn't know how to end the movie. So they were just like, he dies by sunlight. There you go. Yeah. Quite literally. Yeah, this scene, like, let's watch it together. Shall we? I do find it funny that you could see Orlok's reflection, even though they went out of their way to say no. I didn't think about that till just now. Gone. Yes, I was talking about Shadow of the Vampire earlier. Yeah. We're coming to the end. We are quite literally at the end of the movie. It's such a bummer ending too that she like we have a female hero and she dies. Absolute cinema. That's right. Absolute cinema. Yeah, they literally didn't know what to do, how to end. And the truth bore witness to the miracle. At the very moment the great death came to an end, and the shadow of the death bird was gone, as if obliterated by the triumphant rays. of the Living Sun. And there we go. That's the end of the movie. We're done. Yeah, we're done. Roll credits. Yep. Yeah. So there you go, guys. That was our first movie together. Our first uh yeah. Yep. That's the that was our first movie. Hopefully we'll do more, maybe with some sound. Yeah. So I don't know. Do you guys want to watch another movie? Honest question. You guys want to watch another do you want me to set up another live stream and we'll do a different movie? Like I'm being honest. Like um I can't play Frankenstein. I don't like big guy. I'm not feeling that nickname. All right. Let's we're a democracy. We're a democracy here. Um do you guys want to watch another movie? Um cuz I'll put it on. I'll put on another in public domain film um if I can. Hmm. But the question is like which one? Which should I do? I don't think we could do Headless Horseman. I feel like we should do the Phantom at another time. I feel like that should be for a bigger crowd. It is kind of late though. That's the thing. Like I don't know how many people are going to come on and watch this, and watch this late. I feel like a horror movie host. It's just my audience isn't that big. I could do a public like I don't know what the movie rights are for Patreon. We could do a movie we could do some kind of movie watching over there on Patreon at some point. That would actually be really solid. Yeah, Robot Monster definitely. Yeah, yeah, that's Robot Monster, Amando. Yeah, we can't do martial art movies. Superman shorts would be good. I think now that I'm pretty sure I can play those without um, any kind of backlash. Yeah. Okay. 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 Um, so I guess I don't know what we'll do next. I do think what I plan to do is do another live stream uh, close, like earlier in the day. I think that's what I'll do is just I'll do that. Yeah, I will do that earlier in the day so that way more people can show up and we'll watch a movie together. I don't know, like, hmm. Problem is like I don't know what movie. Maybe Robot Monster, but that one I want to do as like a like riff on it with like Andres or Ace or Matt. Um, I don't care for Mountain Dew. The Superman. I know a lot of people are saying Superman shorts. That I could just pull that up on my. I get the Blu-ray out for that. If I'm being honest. Um, excuse me. So I think maybe House on Haunted Hill or The Last Man on Earth. Maybe some Vincent Price. Or we could do another side. Actually, The Cat and the Canary wouldn't be that bad either. Yeah, Cat and Canary wouldn't be that bad either. Just to show you guys something different. Um, I think that would be really cool. I think also, I think really because this this was pretty fun. I wish honestly, um, I honest to God wish that like I honest to God wish that more people showed up for this because like I had so much fun um, with this movie. I do wish though that like more people came along and we could like collab and talk about it. And that's what I would really like to do more of with these is kind of talk about the movie itself and maybe kind of focus on that. Someone said House on Haunted Hill, that'd be good. Um, yeah. So I think what the plan is, I don't know what movie or short we'll do next, but definitely if I have the energy tomorrow, or we could do it for New Year's Eve. But I definitely want to do this again. Like this was a nice trial run. Like this was definitely a nice trial run to do. So maybe a lot of people are saying Superman Fleischer, which that might be I might just do all the episodes and we'll just marathon them together. Um, uh, yeah. So I think either it's going to be a Vincent Price movie or it's going to be the Superman Fleischer shorts. Either way, or we could do Phantom because it is the 100th anniversary of that movie this year, and I missed out because I wasn't able to do live streams, and this was just a shot in the dark kind of thing. So I think that so we got 3 different candidates for it. So yeah. Also, do you guys think we should do this tomorrow, or do you think we should do this as like a for New Year's Eve? Just like honest question. Either or. Okay. All right. We'll play it loosey goosey. All right. Well, thank you everyone for showing up in the live stream. And yeah, other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. We'll see you next time in the multiverse.